and welcome to 1 Million Cups. We're excited about our two presenters today. Our first presenter this morning is going to be Larry Weaver with M30. Larry's been with us several times, so we're excited to hear about what he's done. Come on up, Larry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm the owner of M30 Industries. We're located in Dawson Springs, Kentucky. Any of you know what M30 is or not, but we make cleaning products. M30's been in business since the mid-50s when it was invented by the Martin family in Owensboro, Kentucky. And they ran that business for well up until the mid-2000s and sold to an office worker who ran it for a few years and sold again. They ran it for a few years and sold again and so forth and so on. And I just bought the company in June of this year, started running product in July. The company was actually moved to Dawson Springs back in 2010. When Mike Cope bought it. When I bought the business from him, he had sold the building that the manufacturing facility was in, so we had to completely disassemble the manufacturing factory, move it to another building, which is a pretty good job. It took us about 3 weeks to get it all moved. Don't know how many months it's going to take to get it all set back up because I'm not there yet. This is 5 months later, so. But we are in the process of still getting lines up and running. We are manufacturing product. We make several different products. I brought a couple, 3 of them here today. We make M30 original forms of hand cleaner. This is probably the first product that Martin manufactured, and of course the M comes from Martin because he was the guy who invented it. This is a waterless hand cleaner. You can use it out anywhere, just wipe it off with a rag. You don't have to have water for this particular hand cleaner, which is, it's a mainstay because it's been around forever. We make a cleaner degreaser, and that's what it looks like. We have a stain remover, which has been really a good item for us, probably the item of the future for us, actually. We get calls from all over the country for this. We do make a total of 7 different items, completely all manufactured from scratch. We don't get anything that's partially assembled or whatever. We buy all, purchase all the chemicals. They're all mixed there, containers are bought and filled all in our facility, which is about half the size it needs to be. But what it was kind of a quick decision for us finding somewhere. I talked about buying a business, but I hadn't really planned on having to move everything, which was a big step for having to move the entire plant. Actually, when Mike had bought it, I asked to be involved in moving it the first time, and they weren't really going to let me go do that. So, had I had that, I would have a little more experience in moving the operation. That didn't work out that way. But since Mike bought the company, which I already worked with him and have been for about 6 years, I served in several capacities while he owned the company. I first went to that part of his business, sales, and worked there for a while. Then they moved me out on the floor on quality control, worked in quality control and the manufacturing part of the business. Then back to sales. Then they moved me back to Madisonville in the early part of the business for about a year. And then I went back to M30 and did the day-to-day operations there for about a year before purchasing the company. My background mainly is in manufacturing. Some manufacturing and distribution. Don't have a lot of sales, and I don't know a lot about the business end of it. All that's kind of new to me, so kind of lost where all the paperwork and that kind of stuff comes in at. So I'm struggling somewhat there, I guess. But one of the major obstacles we have to overcome, and it's been one that we've been dealing with for a couple of years, even before I bought the company, is availability. It has been, our stain remover has been in Family Dollar and Dollar General. Both of those companies decided, since we only supplied them with one product, that they were reducing the number of vendors, so they eliminated our product from their stores. And that's why we get calls every day from New York to California, want to know where they can buy it because it wasn't in the stores, and now it's not. So availability is definitely a problem for us right now. We're just dealing with it as best we can. We are doing some straight sales, and we do have some people who are selling it over the internet to make that more readily available to the consumer. Does anybody have any questions, anything they'd like to ask me? Yes, sir.
Okay, you said that you had seemed like good distribution through the Dollar General and dollar stores. You've got these customers in New York and wherever that used to buy reasonable quantities. They would not necessarily be in a position to buy truckloads of this stuff, but would it not be viable to ask them, who do you otherwise deal with that would be willing to stock this product for you? Put them in contact with me, I'll contact them, you contact them, whatever, but that way would get some local distribution in that area where your customer is already willing to buy it. That'd be a great thing for the new distributor to say, man, I can take on a product that's already got customers.
That's a good question, and we are doing that to some degree. Probably not as much as we should be, but yes, we are doing that somewhat. And then we'll have other people in that area, as you say, they'll call and know where they can get it, and you can refer them to somebody who may still be 25 miles away, but it is somebody closer to them than we are.
Just to follow up on that, I see cleaner degreaser.
Mm-hmm.
What is the primary use for that? And I've got something in mind by asking, because as in Arctic Refrigeration, they use a lot of cleaner degreaser for the grills and stuff like that when they bring in used equipment and
basically
that type of cleaner.
Basically works on pretty much everything except magnesium and aluminum.
Okay.
Doesn't treat those real well. It will dull the aluminum.
Yeah.
Some people actually use it on aluminum. If they're going to paint aluminum, they'll use it so the paint will stick to it because aluminum so has such a
That would be eliminated for that use.
Yeah. That's why I said that, because I knew where you were going. Once you said what you're going to use
You
it.
got my attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is any of your products in the Rural King store?
Yes. Rural King and Atwood's Farm Supply both handle the stain remover and the cleaner degreaser. Those are really the only two chains that we have. Rural King has 70-something stores, I think, and I'm not sure what the number of stores that Atwood's has, but Atwood's is in Arkansas, Texas, and Oklahoma. I think they have maybe one or two in South Dakota.
And do you truck, or do you get a common carrier to?
Most of it's LTL. We do ship some truckloads, but Atwood's takes theirs usually not truckload. But most of it's LTL, skid or two here or there. Yes, sir.
I've always been curious, do you all develop, or have you all started developing your own formulas? I understand you bought some of them, but.
Right. No, right now we're only manufacturing the items that we're already in production. And there are 7 of them. This is just 3 samples that I brought. We also make a rubber lube, a multi-purpose cleaner. A lot of people use multi-purpose cleaner in their carpet machines to clean their carpets.
Larry, do you find that most of your end users are business and industry or home users? Backyard shade tree mechanics, etc.
We have a pretty large usage with industry. We sell a lot of it industry-wide. I don't know really what the split is as far as where the most of the bulk of it goes, but there are several industries that use it. The cleaner degreaser, and all these products we sell in multiple sizes. Like that's a 14-ounce tub. We make this in a 4.5-pound can as well that sits on the dispenser for use in your shop or whatever. the degreaser we sell, actually sell all of those from 1 gallon, 14 ounce up to 55 gallon drums.
I asked the question because while I'm not a marketing guy, it seems to me that the answer to that, knowing the answer to that, could have a pretty big impact on how you market the product, looking for additional outlets for sale.
Well, which most of the industry seems like that when we get, we get some new call that's from somebody else that's used it, you used it, and you told him about it, and it worked well for you, he's doing a similar job, and they will call us. As far as marketing is concerned, I think we're looking more toward the retail end of it and getting it back in the store, the stain remover out, and maybe some of the other hand cleaners. I didn't mention, I told you that was a waterless hand cleaner. We do make the natural citrus lotion that you have to have water with, which has pumps in it. And those are made in 15 ounce, half gallons and gallons. So we do make several different sizes.
When you talk about your stain remover, is that for cloth or is that for metal?
I don't know how well it will work on metal. It's really good on cloth. It'll work on your carpets, it'll work on your shirt. Permanent marker, it will take it off of plastic. And it's just amazing the things it will do. You just scrub it in, let it set overnight, throw it in the washer. I mean,
You have industrial applications, I see, for your cleaners as far as hands. And the matter of fact, the first time I encountered your hand cleaner was in strip mines. Years ago when I went to work with my dad, we used to be able to do that, keep doing it. So I would think a mine supply company would just be natural for that. Do you acquire any brands? I mean, are you in a position to acquire a brand? Because I know a brand that needs desperately to be acquired because it's so hard to find in the country. I know of 2 distributors in the United States I can't find anymore. But it's a metal cleaner. It's the best aluminum cleaner made that I can find in 2 places.
I hadn't really given that any thought.
I'll tell you, if you're interested, I'll tell you after you look at the thing, and maybe it might be something that, I mean, they're ready to shed because I use it, and it's the only 2 places in the United States I can find it retail. No matter of fact, I didn't, I found it from the manufacturer. It's an all sold it retail.
Yeah. Well, most manufacturers don't sell to individuals, and one of the reasons we do is because of availability. If we didn't sell to individuals, we would be doing considerably less business because it's not ready to available in stores.
This product ought to be in every auto retailing store in the country. It should be. It's that good. There's nothing else that touches it.
Yes, sir.
Do you know how your competitors market their product?
Hand cleaner is something you don't see marketed very much as far as advertisement. I couldn't tell you when I ever saw an advertisement for anybody's hand cleaners.
Well, just piggybacking on Tony's question, if I wanted that, how do I find it?
Yeah.
And maybe there's a way to.
Yeah, right now, I mean, if you knew what the brand was, you'd go to our website. We do have a website that tells you where it's, available at. If it's available in some stores, like I said, Atwood's and Rural King both are on our website. And of course, you can contact us.
There's people like Hilliard that have a catalog full of stuff like that.
Right.
And so how would you would it be a way to get your stuff in their catalog? Would it be a way to get your stuff in the Granger catalog? Would it be?
Right. Yeah, those are some things that I intend on to work on. Of course, where I'm at right now, I'm just trying to get everything up and going and kind of take care of the customers that we already have. Yeah, we're definitely going to need more business, but right now I've got to take care of the people who've been buying for years and try to keep them supplied. But those are all things that we need to do. Like I said, we've got to get out there some more. I was contacted by a fellow the other day. His daughter races go-karts, and she's been racing since she was 4 years old. She's 10 now. And they plan on having her in the ARPA series time she's 15. So he's looking for somebody to come on board to help them a little bit now and hopefully grow with them. They have big plans for it. Of course, I know how that works. It might really turn out to be great, it might not. But, you know, we're going to do some trade shows this year, hopefully some festivals and fairs, and, you know, just kind of be seen, you know. You know what they say, out of sight, out of mind. So you have to be where people can see you.
Every car dealer must buy a bunch of that.
I'm sorry?
Every car dealer must buy a bunch of a competitive product at least.
We do sell some car dealerships. Actually, this guy I'm talking about, he has a connection with 10 dealerships. So we do sell some of those. Let me catch Mary there.
Right now, the capacity that you're running at your plant, how much more product can you make, and what are you making most of currently? 30% capacity of what the equipment will allow, and the manufacturing process will allow as far as production.
As far as production is concerned, we're probably, I doubt that we're 25% capacity right now. Most of this stuff, you can manufacture quite a bit of it in a day's time. Everything, you've got all your materials and everything lined up. We have in the past, this was before we moved, and everything was like it needed to be there. You know? And like I said, I'm not there yet. But we have ran tractor trailer load in a day. 14-ounce hand cleaner, or 4.5-ounce hand cleaner. So yeah, we're nowhere near capacity. We could probably go 4 times here than we are now with the equipment.
Great, sounds good.
Yes, ma'am.
Piggybacking on what Barry had to say about catalogs, Granger and all, at Paragon, we have a food vendor that we also purchase all of our chemicals through. And, you know, I'm just looking at things like degreaser that you know, would fit right in with a line of chemicals that they sell. You know, that would be something that you may look at in the future. There's so many institutional food vendors out there, not only for, you know, large communities like ours, but also for restaurant use, that getting into their catalog, or direct supply, which is really focused on senior living. That's something that would fit right in with them too.
At one time, we were dealing with, since I've been involved with M30, there was one food vendor who actually, they had their own private label, and we do private labels.
Sure.
They had their own private label, which we were not opposed to it. The formula was the same,
You
only
want to sell it, no matter what the name is, sure.
put their name.
I'm trying to interrupt again, but have you considered a sales or a representative, a full-time employee that does nothing but sales promotion?
Have not at this time.
To handle either internet or cold calling on distributors? Because it sounds like what you need is more sales. You got the capacity. M30 is something I can remember when I was a teenager. That's been around forever. And
But you said that.
yeah, M30 is hand cleaner. I can remember being used in garages in northern Illinois.
Yeah.
So they, at one time, that was the hand cleaner to use. So you got a good name, but it just seems like that, of course, you're starting over again with it.
Right.
And it just seems like you need to get the distribution and the sales out there, and you've got the capacity to do it. And I would think that contacting somebody that, you know, kind of light a fire under and get it going again.
I have made a couple calls, and actually it was a customer who kind of gave me this idea to get with the University of Kentucky and let them work on a marketing plan as a project.
Yeah,
So that's
that's good advice.
one avenue there. Right.
Have you got anyone working directly with the mining industry?
Do not. We've made a couple of efforts to get in through some of the mining distributors here, you know, that do all kinds of supplies, and have not had very good success there. I don't know whether it's, I really feel like it's probably not enough money in it for them. They're used to dealing in more pricier items than what people to really push it. That's why I think nobody's ever told me that. I know we make 2 or 3 stabs at it, a couple different ones.
And there are several, I work for the NAFA organization, but you got CarQuest, you got those that have a very good distribution. If you could just get in with one of them, you know, NAPA's got distribution in Memphis and Nashville and Metropolis. You know, if you could just get 3 pallets in those 3 distribution centers and get them in the stores in this region, that would be a big start there.
Yeah, I have not contacted those about that. Now, we have called on some of the, like say, CarQuest and some of the others that are, a lot of their stores are independently owned individually. You know, try to get in some of those that way. But I wasn't aware if they did anything regionally or if they did everything nationwide.
No, they would do, I know Napa, you know, they may only bring a certain product in a certain region, and then it may go national.
Right. I wasn't aware of that. I figured it was probably all or nothing, you know. But that's a good idea. That's something I should check on.
Just curious, what about direct-to-customer sales, like setting up an Amazon store or something like that? And I'm sure it's a lot more work, but I'm just wondering if that would help you.
They did that some in the past, the previous owner did, but they had a full-time person at that time kind of dedicated to that. I'm just not in a position to do this right now.
Larry, how many employees do you currently have, and how many would you anticipate having or would like to have,
Right.
say, a year out?
Well, I'd like to be able to do it all myself, but I'm just not able to do that. Sure. My wife seems to think that I do because I'm always gone. Right now, we're pretty much just operating with my family.
Okay.
Me, my son, and my son-in-law, my daughter's son. But as far as full-time, and this, even when they owned it before, and then we had some of these other stores, normally run about 4 days a week. So, I mean, there's all kinds of capacity if you can just get the savings. And that was generally operating one machine, and there's 5 or 6 machines that could be operating. So, you know, when I said 25%, we're probably not even nowhere near that.
Yeah.
What do you need to get your other machines running? Besides sales?
Time and money,
Okay.
really.
So you need an investment to get the machines up and running before you can fulfill the sales.
Yeah, right now, that's, you know, and like I say, I'm just one person, and I didn't have a big bankroll when I didn't come in and lay out a bunch of cash. And so, yeah, finances is part of it right now. It's making it a little tight. And so we're just kind of a pay-as-you-go plan, I guess. We get this going, and we move on to something else.
Well, it sounds like what you're saying, though, that you've got the productive capacity that could come into play if your demand goes up. It's not like you're going to create a demand that you then won't be able to frustrate because you can't meet it. So this, again, thinking, you've had people looking for your product. They said, we can't get it anymore. How can we get it? I mean, I guess what I'm wondering is, those kinds of people follow up with them and say, well, what other sources of supply do you have? Did you already say that, perhaps, that you could sort of do a survey with them, those people who are looking for you, that are the end users, and say, well, where are the other places you get things? And that be your target for your distribution development, or at least give you a clue to where you might plug in if you get some commonality.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of doing that. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. Yes.
In case you can't tell, Larry, everybody in this room, you know, wants your success, and that's true for every presenter we have. As a group, individually, et cetera, what can we do to help you?
Ideas, if nothing else, you know, I mean, that was a good point right there, you know, something to give me something to work on so I can get the distribution up and get the sales up.
But a follow-up question again, would you consider, or do you think it would help you to have a strategic partner? not just anybody to come in and write a check, but somebody that would have the expertise in marketing and all this, and give them an incentive to come in and maybe buy into that company, to say, okay, I'm part of it now, let's you and I do this. You know what you're doing on the manufacturing end of it, but if you had somebody on the other side that was a ball of fire to go out and sell this stuff and set up these distributions, like I've heard before, half a loaf's better than no loaf. So if you ended up with a partner that grew that business back to what it was, you're both better off.
Yeah, that's probably true.
You know, and it's, because you gotta sell something. Nothing happens till you sell something.
Yeah, even if you, like you say, if you got half a loaf, if the loaf's bigger, you're still
Not
better off than you were.
You count dollars, not percentage.
Right.
Yep.
Any other questions? Yes, sir.
It sounds like you've got a lot of opportunities for selling this product that is known. I mean, what do you want to happen with the company? Where do you want it to go?
Well, of course, I've set some goals as to where I want to be in sales, you know, and I haven't really set in as far as how many employees I want to have, which I'm like everybody else, I want to get everything out of them that I can, I guess you'd say, or, you know, maximize
Sure.
the time, you know. I want to get it back up where it is the household name again, just like I said, you knew about it when you were young, and I did as well. And I think if you probably talk to 50 people right now, and 10 out of 50 were in each age group, like 20, 30, 40, 50, you're going to find that the older ones are the only ones that know what info is. And I mean, the younger generation doesn't really know what it is.
All right, are you sitting on a lot of inventory right now?
No. We're pretty much manufactured right now simply because of what we talked about as far as dollars are concerned. We pretty much run in product as it's ordered now, not running up product and letting it sit. And actually, it's better if it's, the fresher it is, the better it is. Yes.
It would appear to me that you're talking about 4 employees. It would be to your advantage to take one of those employees and put them as putting your product on the internet and talking to people, et cetera, because you've got, it seems that just with one machine running, you can do everything you need to do right now. So surely the other 3 employees could handle the maintenance and the production. It would appear to me that you could use one of those employees to work on the internet and also on the telephone.
Well, it goes back to capability, because you can have people that are available, but if they don't know anything about the internet, can't build a website, or can't talk to people very well, then you get the wrong person in that job.
But you have to pick the right person.
Yeah, we have discussed my daughter doing some of that work, and I think she's probably knowledgeable on the internet. Now, as far as the product, she doesn't know that much about it. She knows what each thing is, and that's about it.
Just to speak for a second, years and years ago, we did his first website back whenever Mike had it, and then we made some few changes here just recently. But one of the things we've noticed on his website specifically is a huge amount of traffic. There's no opportunity to purchase on the website, so that's one of the things we've talked about being able to do. His concern is not being able to manage and mail those products out. So the idea you had over there about taking one of those people to use for sales or online, if they could take that product and those orders and mail those out, and that'd be their job to process the orders that come from online, that might be another solution for you, because you've got a huge amount of people looking for you, and they're at your website looking to see what to do and where, and corresponding with you. It's the perfect opportunity to get them to purchase at that point.
That's probably something I need to do.
Yeah, we talked about that.
All right, I thank you.